How's it going, gang? It's the final render here, and my gosh, have I got some really exciting news for you guys to do with Fallout 76. The latest Fallout 76 Inside the Vault article has just been released, and it has got so much juicy info on loads of new features that are coming to the game very, very soon. We have got new features such as special loadouts, so we can essentially have perk loadouts. We have got multiple camp slots on the same character, so all characters can have multiple camps, and also new events inside daily ops. It's very, very exciting, and we've got a bunch of stuff to talk about in this video, so let's get going. And also, it's been a long time since I've actually done a news video, isn't it? Fancy that. But let's take a look at the new changes coming. So this is all from the latest Fallout 76 Inside the Vault article, and we find out that all of these features that I'm going to talk about in this video currently do not have a release date. However, they are going to be coming out on the Fallout 76 private test server, or public test server I should say, sorry, on February the 5th. So on February the 5th, we'll be able to actually try this out ourselves if you're on Bethesda.net PC, and you guys can probably actually look up some footage or maybe watch some live streams of people actually trying out these new features if you're not on that system. So that's absolutely fantastic. We get to test all these features before they're released. But firstly, let's take a look at special loadouts, which are, of course, perk loadouts. Perk loadouts are something which people have wanted inside Fallout 76 for an extremely long time, a very long time, so much so that there has been a mod in the game which you could get pretty much from the start of the game being released, which people have been using. However, of course, using mods inside Fallout 76 is a very grey area, so therefore we have now got an official mod selector. It's not only that, but it's also got a really cool respec ability in there as well. How this works is that you'll be able to make perk loadouts once you hit level 25. And once you hit level 25, you'll be able to assign various loadouts which have not only your own unique perk cards, but also their unique special points. So therefore, you could make a character which is a bloodied melee character, which has got lots of points in strength, lots of points into agility, and lots of points into endurance, and you can have them a slot 1. But then you could hypothetically make a slot 2 card, which is maybe a heavy-hitting rifle sniper build, which has got high perception, high agility, and also maybe high luck to get those critical things. It's really cool that we not only have a way to swap back between these different builds, but also we can do it for free in-game. All we need to do is take a special punch card machine, which we can build in our camps, and you can also get them at train stations, I believe it said, and then you are able to just make your perk loadouts and make your characters very, very easily. This is something which I think is super, super cool. There are some things I'm quite curious about how it works, like for example, are you actually able to make them just on the fly, or do you have to hit level 50 before you can assign 50 special points worth of levels in there? The thing I'm mostly curious about is, say if I'm level 25, will I actually have to get to level 50 before I do that? I'm sure that makes sense to you guys. But anyways, that's very exciting, kind of speaks for itself, and the art design looks really, really nice. But next up, we have something which me, the final render, is very, very excited about. And that is camp slots. Camp slots is a really cool thing coming to Fallout 76 to where you, as a single character, can actually have multiple camps saved onto your character. This is a super cool thing because someone like me in particular who does an awful lot of building, I typically don't want to actually change my build because I'm happy with something I've got or I need it for a video, etc. However, with the camp slots, it essentially means that I am able to have many camps saved on my character, and I can choose whichever camp I want when I log into that play session. It's such a cool thing because it means I'll actually be able to keep really nice homes that I'm really proud of, or even just build a home for myself that I'll get to keep for myself that won't ever actually be in a video. It's such a nice thing. It's only going to encourage people to build more camps, and it's something which I think is a really fun aspect of the game, so therefore I am really down for this idea. But there are some other cool things about having multiple camp slots as well. So for example, all of your vending machines will actually share a large pool. So therefore, you can actually have all of your vending machines selling stuff in every instance, which is super cool. It means we can essentially sell much more items. And also, they have said that they are working on adding display cases to shelters very, very soon. Not too related to the actual camp thing, but I think it's very cool that they have acknowledged that they are looking into adding display functionality to the shelters. I think that is really, really cool, and I'm really, really excited about being able to have multiple camps for my character. And then moving on after that, we actually have the Daily Ops expansion. This is the first time that we've actually seen new content be added to Daily Ops since it came out, and I think this is something really, really cool, because it sounds like Bethesda have really listened to what people wanted with Daily Ops and implemented it. So, firstly, we are getting a brand new event inside Daily Ops, and that is called Decryption. And what Decryption requires us to do is that us and our teammates have to hunt down enemy code carriers in order to disable radio interceptors for Vernon Dodge. So, presume we've got to hunt down very specific enemies and yeet them. However, enemies in Decryption have extra deadly attacks that completely bypass your armor resistances. So you might want to employ stealthier tactics in order to take them down rather than brute force. Everyone, this is the exact opposite of what we have got right now. Because right now, you just need good armor and you can solo all of those daily ops. But now, using this brand new event, it means that stealth commando builds can actually take part inside daily ops. Because with the last one, everyone had piercing gaze, a special ability called piercing gaze, which meant you couldn't actually hide from them. They always knew where you were. But in this case, stealth is actually viable and may actually even be better than going in with a full set of power armor and a bunch of endurance. I'm really happy for this variety. I think it's really, really cool. And also, since we, of course, have the ability to swap out all of our specials, you actually could, hypothetically, build a stealth commando, go do one of these, and then swap back over to your other build if you don't want to be a stealth commando outside of that daily op, which I think is super, super sweet. And of course, other than just getting this event, we've also got some new locations. For example, Vault 96 is being opened up for us to go and do daily ops in, which is super cool. Also, the Watoga Raider Arena is being opened up. That's really, really nice, because that was such a cool location that was only used in kind of one main quest inside Wastelanders. So I'm really happy that we actually have another reason to go back there. And we're also getting some new enemies, such as Scorched and Mothman cultists, which is nice. Always nice to have more variety of enemies. And also, we get new mutations, such as enemy groups that can heal each other, enemies that can create toxic hazards upon death, and more. This is a really, really nice shift for Daily Ops, people. Daily Ops is one of those things that I've always really liked. However, it is getting a bit stale considering we've only got the one game mode in there. But now we've got a brand new game mode coming out, and it's a really nice way to change up Daily Ops for the better. And in terms of some other things that are going to be coming to the private test server, we are getting aim assist. Now, this is something which I never realised wasn't in the game, because I've always played on keyboard and mouse on PC. However, aim assist is going to be added, so therefore, if you're playing with a controller, you should actually have a bit of an easier time aiming. This is really, really good. Like, I've noticed a lot of people do complain about, particularly when playing Nuclear Winter, that aiming can be very difficult with people jumping around and stuff like that. So having aim assist, which is very common for pretty much all console games, is a really nice thing to the game and will definitely help people enjoy the experience a little bit more. It also means you won't have to rely on that as much, so therefore if you're someone who always plays on console, you can actually shoot a bit more effectively, which I think is really, really good. Next up after that, we have got batch crafting. Ooh, this tickles my pickle right here. So what batch crafting essentially does is that you can actually tell the game how many items you want to make, and you can make that many items in just one button click, assuming you have all the resources to do that. So the example they give is that if you want to cook a bunch of radstag meat, rather than just spamming the cook button again and again and again, you can just tell the cooking station to cook 15, for example. And you can do that all with one button click. That's a nice thing, speeds things up a lot, and I'm really, really happy it is in there, something which is a very nice quality of life improvement. And then after that, we have also got some world activity updates. This is an interesting thing. It's something which just gives you a little bit more information about what's going on in the world. Normally, this is currently only used for daily ops. You can see at the bottom left of the map. But in this case, we are going to be getting extra information about where active nuke zones are, where nearby player vending machines are, where events are, and also giving us easy ways to fast travel to these events. So in other words, it's kind of like a quick hotbar. Rather than looking around the map searching for an event, you can just look at the bottom left of the screen and it will tell you everything going on at that moment. And I think it's really, really cool that it also tells you where active nuke zones are. That's just a nice thing, you know, because sometimes if you just load into a server, it's nice to see if there's any nuke zones going on. So overall, really cool improvement right there. And then finally, we have the melee attack improvements. This is something which I didn't really realize was wrong with the game until I noticed that they've said they've done something about it. And now I'm like, oh yeah. What this is essentially meaning is that they've made some changes to the melee attacks to where hacks, slashes and smashes and chops should feel a bit more fluid and hit a bit more reliably. So in other words, adjusting things like hitboxes and stuff like that of enemies and stuff. I have noticed that in third person, I have a much harder time hitting stuff from when I am in first person. So therefore, I think this is probably something which I'll probably be greatly using, and I think it's really, really cool. And of course, we do have some awesome news that for this weekend, for the very first time, we are getting a script surplus weekend, to where we can actually get 300 legendary script a day, and that goes on until February 1st. That is a really nice thing. Personally, I think that there shouldn't really necessarily be a limit on how much script we can get, just how much we can cash in. Essentially, the script machine, in my opinion, should act like the gold bullion system, to where we can cash in as many legendary weapons as we want, but we can only spend 200's worth a day, as for example. That way we don't have all of our stash space just filled with legendaries that we're just waiting to script the next day. So thank you very much for watching this news video, people. It's been quite nice to get this article. I think this has got so much information that people are really going to be happy with. It's definitely a big one. Jeff Gardner has been teasing about it for the last few days on Twitter, and this has definitely delivered. It's going to be one of the biggest updates to Fallout 76 if this all comes out for quite a while, and I think players are going to be really, really happy with it. So thank you very much for watching this video, people. If you enjoyed it, please make sure you give it a like and a thumbs up, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye, gang. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Special thank you to all of our YouTube members and Patreons, especially our level 3 members, which currently consists of PsykerGirl, Katrina McKenna, and Raven's Roost.